Oh man, Dad's funeral took forever. I was waiting for it to be done, just looking at my watch counting down until it was over. But I guess this is all done. You can just pack up your bags and finally leave, huh, Brenda? Now that Dad is dead, you no longer have a right to be living here anymore.
Wait, what? Where is all this coming from?
Just take what you can carry and get out. I won't give you forever to collect all your stuff. And don't think for a second that you can touch any of Dad's things before you go.
Wait, Catherine, I don't understand what this is all about. I mean, you want me to move out? I don't understand what this is about. I thought you and I were going to live in the house that your dad left us.
Really? You really thought that I would ever allow something like that to happen?
I don't get where all of this is coming from all of a sudden.
I mean, you are not going to see a single cent of anything that my dad left me after he died. And if you thought that just because you were married to him means that you get to keep living in this house, you are sadly mistaken. I know that the only reason you married him anyways was to try and get his money. But I'm not going to let you get away with your evil plan to steal what's rightfully mine.
Catherine, how many times have we had the same conversation already? I already told you that I did not marry your father for his money at all. I mean, we've been living together for over a decade now. Why don't you believe me when I say this to you?
How could I ever believe someone like you, huh? I know that you tried to weed your way into my dad's heart, just that so you could try and have control of his wallet. It's obvious that you know my dad owns his own company, and that's why you got with him. I could never trust someone like you.
That isn't true. I fell in love with your father and he loved me. That's why we got married. I saw how much he cared for your late mother when we spoke about her. And to watch him try so hard to raise you while running his business. Well, I knew that that was a man that I could love and trust for the rest of my life. It is true that your father is a rich and successful man, but I wasn't thinking about any of that when I married him.
Okay then, if you really mean that, then why don't you give up any rights to inherit from my dad then? I mean, if you really weren't after his money, then that shouldn't be a problem, right?
You can't be serious about that, right?
Of course I am. I'm the only one of us who is related to him by blood. If you think I'm going to let some outsider like you to try claim part of this, you've got another thing coming.
Okay, then let me ask you this. If I do that, if I declare that I don't want to inherit anything from your father, will that satisfy you? Will it finally convince you that I didn't marry your dad for his money?
Quit wasting my time with all these stupid questions and just say that you don't want any part of Dad's will. In fact, I bet you're glad he's dead. Now you can finally cash in on his inheritance and live a free life. Or rather, you would have been able to if it weren't for me.
Okay, this is just getting ridiculous. Fine then, I renounce my claim to anything your father might have left in his will. Happy?
That's all I wanted to hear. Now you better get started packing, because I want you out of this house as soon as possible.
I just hope by doing this, you finally realize that I was never interested in your father for his money. Goodbye, Catherine.
Brenda, I just wanted to say that I thought you did really well at the funeral yesterday. I know that you must have a lot on your mind, but I wanted you to know that I think you're doing great so far.
Oh, Samantha, thank you so much for worrying about me like this. It just feels like I had so much on my plate and to get done before the funeral. So I just wanted to thank you for all the help you gave me holding it. It already feels like a weight's been taken off my shoulders now that it's past me.
Of course. It really did feel like this just happened out of the blue. I still don't understand how my boy could do that. Just die before his dear old mom.
Can't imagine how you feel, Samantha. Even now when I think about that, I just remember that Eric was working hard as usual. Although I remember that he was complaining about having these headaches for a while, maybe if we had tried to go to the doctor about them earlier, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, There is no point in blaming yourself for any of this at this point. All we can do is look forward now. But I know that you did, and would have done anything to be there for my son. So please don't blame yourself for anything, Brenda.
Samantha, I just wanted to say how grateful I am to have you as a mother-in-law.
I doubt he would even listen to you if you suggested he go to the doctor. You know how he could get, also so wrapped up in work and projects. To think that he would die while taking a nap at his desk while working. Maybe it's fitting.
I can't help but think that way sometimes too. If I'm being honest, he looked so peaceful when I found him.
By the way, Brenda, I wanted to talk to you about something if it's not too soon. I was wondering if you would be opposed to me moving in with you with your house.
Oh, do you mean it? You really want me to come live with us?
Well, I just imagined that living in that house just the two of you has got to be a bit lonely, right? And especially since Catherine is going to be graduating and looking for a job soon, I'm sure she'll be wanting to move out. I just thought that you might like it.
Thank you so much for the generous offer, Samantha. I really do appreciate it. But I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to turn you down. You see, the thing is, I'm actually about to move out of this house myself.
Wait, you are? But why? Don't you think that this place is just a little too big for Catherine to be living all by herself?
I think that Catherine doesn't want to live with me at all, actually. In fact, it's less that I'm leaving and more like I'm being thrown out of the house.
Catherine is throwing you out of the house? Hold on a second. I don't understand. Did something happen? I mean, the funeral just ended. Why is this happening so suddenly?
I'm not sure. I think that Catherine still seems to think that I only married her dad for his money. She even asked me to renounce my claims to what Eric might have left me and then asked me to leave.
I don't believe it.
I know, I tried to explain to Catherine that she was getting it all wrong, but she just wasn't listening to me one bit. In the end, I just felt like I had no choice but to go along with what she was saying in the hope that it would finally make her listen to me.
You mean that you really renounced your inheritance from Eric? But that isn't fair. You shouldn't have had to do that. I mean, you have just lost your husband too. Doesn't she realize that? You've been by his side for so long, always helping and supporting home. Does Catherine really see no value in that whatsoever?
I'm glad that you've seen me for the wife that I've tried to be for Eric, but I guess Catherine never could.
She probably wouldn't have gotten into that university she's in if you hadn't helped her study and worked on her application together. She was looking at a seriously bleak future before you stepped in and were able to help pull her grades up and turn her around. She isn't even grateful to you for that?
I remember the day that her acceptance letter came in the mail. She opened and announced that she'd achieved it all by herself without help from anyone. I wasn't expecting to take all the credit, but she didn't even thank me once at all for the help that I gave her.
How could she just throw your effort back in your face like that? What's the matter with her?
I think that ever since that day, she's been feeling more and more upset about having me around the house. No matter what I do or how hard I try, I can't see her changing her mind about me. That's why I finally gave up and decided to walk away from what Eric had left me. I think it would do me some good to be on my own for a little while. So please, Samantha, let me have this.
Oh, Brenda, I don't know what to say right now.
Thank you so much for offering to come and keep me company, but I need to take care of myself first.
Hey, Brenda, just what the heck is going on here, huh? I just finished talking to the lawyer handling Dad's estate, and he says that there's practically nothing to even hand out.
You mean that you really didn't know that? Your dad donated most of his estate to charities for education and housing. I mean, even when he was alive, he was always very serious about his charitable work.
I didn't know any of that. You mean to say that Dad was wasting his money giving to people who weren't me? Why would he do something like that? Doesn't he realize that I need the money more than anyone? What was he thinking?
I think that your dad was thinking about all the other children who don't have parents that dote on them like you. I also think that being with me might have moved him, since he seemed to take it much more seriously after we got together.
You mean that this is all your fault? I knew it. I was right this whole time. I knew that you just wanted my dad's money, and that's why you married him.
You know, it's this attitude that you've been having towards me that led to this moment.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
It means that your dad noticed how standoffish you were from me, and it worried him. Obviously, I'm not your biological mother, but he saw the love and effort that I poured into raising you. I think that he saw how I was able to care for a child that wasn't my own, and was inspired to take steps to do something similar for other children. So he called his lawyer and tried to find a way to leave most of his wealth to the worthy causes.
Is that supposed to be some kind of bad joke or something? So then, you're saying that it's all your fault that my dad gave away all of his money. It's your fault that even though I'm his daughter, I'm getting nothing? Why didn't he leave anything for me? Why do these total strangers deserve his money more than I do?
I think that maybe you should be a little more respectful of your father's final wishes. I mean, I think that it's very noble to give away your money to people that you don't know. You should be more respectful for what your dad did.
You think I'm going to praise him for screwing me over like this? I thought that dad was loaded. I thought that when he died, I was finally going to get all of that money. You have it, don't you? You're trying to hide the money from me right now.
What? Do you really think I'm gonna do that?
Of course I do. It's why none of this adds up. It was probably part of your plan to give up your right to his money that you knew it was all going to these charities. I bet you've embezzled his money and now you're going to try and run away with it. That's why you're acting so cool about this.
I really am not doing anything like that at all. I mean, I can't believe that you would even accuse me of something like that.
Oh, shut up, you old hag. I know the truth. You won't fool me. I know that you're hiding my dad's money from me.
I really am doing nothing of the sort.
I can see through your lies. You're not going to fool me. I want you to hand me over that money right this instant. It's my dad's money, and it was all supposed to be mine. I know that you stole it, and I want it right this instant. You aren't going to get away with this. Now, I've had just about enough out of you. What kind of way is that to talk to someone who raised you? Do you have any idea how upsetting it is to see my granddaughter act this way? Granddaughter? What the heck are you talking about? Unless... Don't tell me that I'm talking to Grandma right now. That's right, you are. And you have got a lot to answer for yourself, young lady. You need to shape up and show your mother some respect. Do you hear me? But, Grandma, she isn't even my real mom. That is nonsense. I have Brenda raise you for over a decade with the patience of a saint. If she isn't your mother, then I don't know what is. But to think that despite all the love and care that she's given to you, you turn around and return it all with hate. You've got some serious growing up to do, young lady. Wait, no, Grandma. You don't understand. Please don't get mad at me. I'm only trying to protect Dad's inheritance from being stolen by Brenda. Stolen by her? Have you lost your mind? Besides, I still don't get why you're texting me on Brenda's phone. This doesn't make any sense. I'm texting you on her phone because her and I right now are together. Brenda told me that she needed a little bit of time to herself, but given all that was going on, I knew that she just needed someone who could really be there for her. I was so worried, and as a mother who just lost her son, I felt I could understand Brenda's grief and went to her. You mean that you're really going to buy this whole act, Grandma? You have to see that she's just a gold digger who was only interested in Dad for his money. You have to know that, right? It's obvious that Brenda's whole personality is just an act. You really have no idea what you're talking about at all, Catherine. Brenda is a sweet woman who has done none of what you've accused her of. She has done so much for this family, and all you've done in return is be horrible to her. Well, I'm not going to sit by and watch it happen. What do you mean? What are you going to do? You want to know why I'm so upset right now? Well, I just have one response to you. I am upset because the woman who loved my son with all his heart, the woman who is like a daughter to me, is being relentlessly bullied by you. Grandma, you don't know what you're talking about. Brenda isn't related to you. She's not really your daughter, you know that, right? And now that Dad is dead, there isn't any point in keeping her around. She's just a nuisance now. It doesn't matter if we're related by blood or now. Family runs so much deeper than that. Honestly, how could you even say such awful things? You make me ashamed to have you as a granddaughter. If you really think that being related by blood matters all that much, you still have got a lot of learning to do. But Grandma, that still doesn't change the fact that we are related and you are my grandma. How can you be taking Brenda's side over mine? You're actually wrong about that. You see, I was never your father's biological mother. So your father and I are, by extension, you and I, were never connected through blood. Wait, are you serious? You mean that I was never related to you in the first place? I thought Dad was your son. He was my son, and I am your grandma. But if you're talking about genetics, then no, we are not related. In fact, I learned when I was younger that I would never been able to have children of my own. Really? But I had no clue about that, Grandma. Well, it's true. So your grandpa and I talked, and we decided to adopt a child. And that, of course, was your father. You're kidding me. This is all news to me. I had no idea that Dad was adopted. Well, I didn't really see any reason to ever bring it up. And we know that even though we weren't still related by blood, we could still be a family. But if you really think that being a family is all about blood you have in your veins, then you might as well forget about me as well. And since you and I aren't related, when I die, you won't be getting anything from me. I'll leave everything instead to Brenda. Grandma, you can't be serious. You're not going to leave everything to her, aren't you? I am. And I am sure that my son wouldn't have minded me doing this one bit. In fact, you probably don't even know this, but I actually own a real estate company that I earn huge amounts of money from even now after I've retired. But it's too bad you're not going to see a penny from that. You own a real estate business? Why don't I know any of this? I had no idea you had all this money, Grandma. Please, you have to forgive me. I'll never say anything mean again. Oh, just can it, will you? The only family I have left is Brenda, my daughter-in-law. And someone who would throw her out of her own home is no granddaughter of mine. From this day on, you are nothing to me. Please tell me that you don't really mean it, Grandma. I don't have anything else to say to a spoiled girl who can't even see all the support she's gotten in her life up to now. I never want to see you again, and don't bother coming to my funeral either. Brenda, please, you have to listen to me. I really am so sorry for everything that I did and said to you. Please let me apologize to you in person so that we can make up. I really need you to talk to Grandma for me and get her to let me back into the family. I need you to tell her that I really need money right now.
You need money right now? What for? I would have thought you'd be doing even better than I was. What do you need money for?
Well, yeah, I did have that job, but I quit after just a few months. I wanted to try and start my own business like Dad did. Or rather, I should say that I already started my business.
Wait, really? You really started one?
That's right, but did you really expect anything less from the girl who got herself into one of the best colleges in the state? And if my dad could do it, then I know that I can too. I don't want to be some office drone following orders. I want to be the queen bee giving the orders.
And you thought that you could handle all this working in your own company for just 3 months?
Well, that's the thing. My business is actually about to announce bankruptcy. We're already so deep into the red. That's why I just need a little shot in the arm to keep things going. Then, I know I can turn my business around.
And this is why you wanted your dad's money so badly? I guess the mystery is finally solved.
Brenda, please. I'm being serious. I really need you to talk to Grandma for me. I know that she's loaded and she invests with me. I'll never have to worry about the capital again. You have to do this for me.
Why would I do something for you when we're not even family, though?
Brenda, please don't do this right now.
Well, I'm just repeating what you said. I mean, now that your dad's gone, you and I are nothing to each other, right? After all, I didn't give birth to you and we're not connected by blood, so why would we help you?
Why are you doing this to me? I really need help. Don't you get that?
If you need help, why don't you try working hard and solving your own problems first? You've already chased away the family who would have been happy to help you with this. So now you'll just have to figure this out by yourself.
But I can't do it. Please, I'm so lonely with you and Grandma.
Well, I suppose you should have thought of that before you said what you did. Good luck in the real world, though. After that, Catherine's business only continued to sink lower into debt. Unable to come to either Samantha or I for help, she turned to her father's old business partners for investment. But they were too savvy and knew a bad deal when they saw one. It wasn't long before the company had gone past the point of return and collapsed. As for me, I began spending more time with Samantha, who invited me to her monthly trips abroad that she afforded with the dividends from her company. Because I speak fluent Spanish, she told me that she was paying me for coming along with her as her interpreter, even when we weren't going to a Spanish-speaking country. Either way, I may be widowed, but I'm glad that I have my family to support me.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Tina, are you there? Don't you know you're about to be scammed with this wedding of yours? You have to go to the police right now. I'm serious. Wait a second. Rachel, what in the world are you talking about right now? I mean that I heard the big news while I was at the office today. I mean, about you finally getting married, that is. Also, wow, I can't believe that you're not married until right now. What are you, like 35 years old already? Man, you're an old maid, do you know that? Excuse me? I don't see what this has to do with anything at all, thank you very much. Look, this isn't even what I wanted to talk to you about, really. But I know that you're happy for your wedding. It's just, you need to know that you're being scammed right now. I mean it. I mean, do you really think that anyone in this world would actually marry someone like you? You need to stop all this nonsense and realize that no man would ever want to marry you, and that this has got to be a scam. Well, thank you so much for wanting to look out for me, Rachel. But I know for a fact this isn't a scam. And there's nothing wrong with me getting married at the age that I am. You know, every single person who has ever been scammed doesn't believe it's happening until it's too late. I'm just trying to warn you now, so that you don't make mistakes in the future. After all, I would hate for you to be made a fool of later. And just what is that supposed to mean? Oh, come on! You know that there's all kinds of stories of poor, old women always getting into these scam marriages. But I guess that just tells you something about lonely middle-aged women. All I'm saying is that you shouldn't rush into these kinds of things. I'll have you know that I'm not rushing into anything at all. I've thought about what I'm doing, and we're already legally married on paper. In fact, we literally share a home together. So, in what way am I getting scammed right now? Wait a second. You mean that you two already had your legal marriage? You signed all the paperwork and everything? That's right. We did all of that sometime last week. We went to the courthouse and had a mini ceremony. It was really very nice. So, I really don't see how I'm being scammed at all. Please tell me that you're lying to me right now. I mean, did you seriously get married? At your age? Well, I guess there really are a bunch of freaks out there who might be into that. But let me guess. You probably ended up with some nasty 70-year-old man or something like that, right? Are you being serious right now? Did you really just ask me that? Well, I'm just saying that you're already 35 years old, aren't you? It's not like any handsome young man would want to be with someone like you. Actually, if you really must know, my husband is 7 years younger. So now you know that. And I'll let you know that he makes me very happy and is very happy to be with me. And you really don't know what you're talking about. Oh, come on, give me a break. Please tell me that at least that one was a joke. Are you telling me that you really tricked some poor young man into marrying you? I can't believe this. How could you do that to someone who has their whole life ahead of them? You really are just so selfish, do you know that? Well, at least I'm not trying to talk bad out of marriage that I have no clue about. But anyways, if you could keep out of my private life, I would really appreciate it, you know? I mean, I should be clear with you that you're nothing but a coworker to me. So you really shouldn't be saying any of this to me in the first place. Wait, just 1 second. Can you at least tell me what day it is that you're going to be getting married? I mean, you are still having a ceremony, aren't you? Please. I just want to know what day it is that you're going to be having your wedding with your husband. If you really do want to know, we're going to be having our wedding at the end of next month. We're both very busy with work right now and won't have time until then. But, just why would you want to know about that anyway? Oh, I see. So you're going to be getting married at the end of next month, is that right? Great! Then I'll be sure to have my wedding around the same exact time as yours. And I'll be sure to invite everyone from work so that they'll all come to my wedding instead. Oh, I see what you're trying to do here. Well, I was actually going to be giving everyone invitations to my wedding tomorrow. Oh, that really is just so sad. Why would you even try to expose them to that? I mean, why force them to watch some sad old lady walk down the aisle? They'll all be watching you with pity, you know? But don't worry. That's why I'll have my wedding around then, so they can all forget about your crappy one. And then they can enjoy going to a wedding with an actually beautiful bride and not some old hag like you. I have to say, Rachel, I didn't know that you were even planning on getting married before this. Well, actually, I was just talking to my boyfriend and we agreed that we'd get married next month. He told me that he would do it whenever I asked him to. That's how much my boyfriend loves me. He would do anything for me, and all I need to do is ask. So I'm going to be having my wedding on the exact same day as yours. Oh, really? Well, thank you for telling me all of that, I guess. Anyways, I've got to go now. I have lots of calls to make and reservations to arrange. So you just make sure everyone's in high spirits when it's finally time for my wedding, okay?
Tina, are you there? I'm so sorry for not answering your calls earlier. I was wrapped up with work and I wasn't looking at my phone at all.
Well, I just needed to talk to you a bit about the wedding is all. I was wondering how you felt about maybe choosing a new day to do it on.
Wait, what? You want to change the day of our wedding? But we've already booked everything for the day that we choose. I don't understand. We already printed out all the invitations with the original day on them. We can't just change things like this.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. It would be too much to try and change the day at this point, right?
I think it would, but what would make you even ask that in the first place? I mean, is there some kind of trouble at work that's popped up on the day we're supposed to be getting married?
Well, it is something, or rather someone at work, but it's nothing about actual work itself. I just have this really annoying coworker who said she's planning on having her wedding on the same exact day as ours.
Hold on a second. You have a coworker wanting to get married on the day that we're going to have ours?
Yeah. She wants to prove that nobody wants to go to a wedding for an old woman like me. So, to prove that, she's going to have her wedding on the same day and invite everyone from the office to hers. I guess she wants to show that she can throw a better wedding than I can.
But I mean, that's so cruel to try to ruin someone's special day for a reason that petty. And who cares at what age you're getting married at?
Well, I guess this coworker has a serious problem with me for some reason. I just really don't get it, to be honest with you. But I guess she just wants to have her fun making fun of me for being older than her at my wedding. She even told me that she's convinced our whole marriage was just a scam.
Wait, what? Did she really say that? What is this girl's problem? Why would she even say something like that? I assume that this girl's beneath you in the company, right? Just who does she think she is, doing all this?
I think she's the kind of girl who thinks that she can get away with anything she wants because she's pretty. She is always messing around at work and driving people crazy. And I guess she has a chip on her shoulder about her age. That's probably why she's so eager to try and prove that she can outperform me.
But that's crazy. You've been at the company for so long and you're such a hard worker. She doesn't really think she can just show you up like that, does she? I mean, doesn't she know that you've been Employee of the Year for basically the last 5 years?
I think that might be a part of why she hates me so much. And I think that this little stunt with our wedding just proves it. But I don't know. It just feels like she's always trying to bring me down, you know?
Well, I don't think that we should have to change the date of our wedding just to appease a little brat. And I know that the people from our office will come to our wedding.
But she's right, isn't she? I mean, I am just another old lady getting married to a younger guy. I don't know. Do you really think that anyone would want to go to a wedding like that? I really just can't see why anyone would want to see someone like me get married.
Stop all of that talk. Tina, you are my beautiful fiancé, and you're going to look even more stunning on the day of our wedding. Come on. Just think about how much we've been looking forward to this. You can't just let some random woman from work bring you down like this. I promise that we've already had people from your office saying that they will definitely be going there. So I don't think you have anything to worry about in terms of your coworkers showing up. We're going to be getting on that day we set, and that's it. I mean, did you even know that your boss called and left a long message about how excited and happy he was for the both of us? He also went on about how much you do for the company. I think that you have more people in your corner at work than you think, but I'm sorry that it didn't feel that way for you.
Wait a second. Did my boss really say all of those things? I had no idea.
Like I said, I think that you're more loved than you think over there, and we've got plenty of other similar messages from your other coworkers. A lot of them really look up to you and are really thankful that you're the one that showed them the ropes around there. So I don't think you have anything to worry about when it comes to people from work coming to our wedding. And besides, you know that no matter what, I'll do all that I can to make you happy. I wouldn't even mind quitting my job so that you can just concentrate on yours.
I don't know what to say to all of this. I guess I didn't even realize.
And that's why I'm here, to let you know that there are a lot of people out there who really love you and will be at our wedding.
I guess you're right. Now that I think about it, there was a lot of excitement when I made the announcement at work. I was afraid that nobody would want to go after what Rachel was saying, though.
Yeah, I mean, she sounds like a real pain in the neck to deal with. If I had to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard of someone doing what she's doing.
She actually showed up at our office not long after you left your position here. So I guess it's no wonder why you hadn't heard of her before now.
Well, either way, I think that you should just forget all about her and don't let her little stunt make us less excited for our big day.
You're right. Thank you so much for talking to me about this. I really can't wait to marry you, Cameron. We're so close to having everything ready. I know that we can do this. So tell me, Tina, how does it feel today, huh? How does it feel knowing that nobody is going to show up to your lame wedding? I bet that you've been bawling your eyes out all day, isn't that right? Oh, hey Rachel. Sorry, what are you talking about right now? I just wanted to know how it felt to have your entire wedding venue completely empty. After all, I know that not a single person from the office would have shown up there, right? I doubt that anyone showed up to your wedding at all, actually. So tell me, do you finally get that you've lost? Do you finally understand that nobody wants to see an old hag like you get married? Actually, that's kind of the same question I was wanting to ask you. How do you feel right now? Because everyone from work is already here. They've all arrived at the wedding. What are you talking about? You must mean that they're all coming to my wedding so that they can watch me get married. After all, I picked out such an amazing dress that I just know I'm going to get so many compliments at work from it. And I've rented an extra large venue to hold everyone who's going to show up here. You really think that many people are going to be showing up to your wedding? I mean, certainly more people are going to be showing up at my wedding than your wedding. And just to think, all the hard work you put in is going to nothing. You even handed out your sad little invitations to everyone at the work. But, like I said, nobody wants to go to a wedding just to watch an old hag like you get married. I'm sorry, but everyone here is just laughing so hard at you right now. What are you talking about? What's that supposed to mean? I mean that we just finished the ceremony and now we're all stepping out to get pictures taken. But everyone from work is here with me right now, like I said. And I'm telling them about the things that you're saying to me, and we're all just laughing right now. I don't understand. What do you mean the people from work are all there, and they're laughing at me right now? That doesn't make any sense. Well, everyone from work but you is here at my wedding right now. So you don't have to apologize for anything. Because after all, you didn't really do anything to stop or hurt my wedding at all. Wait a second! How? I don't understand! Why is everyone at your wedding today? Don't they know that I'm getting married as well? I think that they do. And that's why they all chose to come to my wedding instead of yours. So, anyways, what were you saying about wanting to know how it felt to not have anyone at your wedding? Because you were so full of yourself asking me that earlier, but now it seems like you've stopped being so high and mighty. But how about it? Do you want to tell me how you feel right now? I don't! This doesn't make any sense at all! How could this be happening? I don't know what you mean. I'm only asking what you asked me. I mean, why aren't they all here at my wedding? Why are they at yours? Don't they know you're just an old hag? Yeah, nobody at the office really feels that way about me at all. It took me a while to figure it out, but everyone is actually just so annoyed with how you act all the time. But now that it's all clear to me, I can see why nobody would choose to go to your wedding over mine. But this can't be happening! They were all supposed to be here to see me get married, not you! How could they all do this to me? Don't they know that I'm so much cuter and prettier and better than you? Hey, sorry you're having this little breakdown, but I actually have to get back to enjoying my wedding with everyone here. Oh, shut up! You think this means anything? You think you're better than me because people showed up to your wedding? This doesn't mean anything at all. I'm still better than you. Everyone at work knows this. You won't get away with this, you know. Are you sure about that? Because it kind of seems like I already have. But anyways, enjoy your sad, empty wedding. Like I said, I have people that need attending to here. I guess I'll see you at work though. Have a nice weekend. After that, I heard through the grapevine that Rachel ended up canceling her whole wedding. She even broke up with her fiancé, although I didn't even know who he was to begin with. After we all did return to the office, basically everyone there knew exactly what kind of person that Rachel was and the kind of things that she had said to me, and nobody wanted anything to do with her at all. Of course, since she ended up having to pay for all of her wedding plans, I heard that she basically just wasted a ton of money on this little scheme of hers. Now she can't even make eye contact with me and practically anyone in the office. She just sits at her desk working hard so she can pay off all the debt that she accrued planning her wedding.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.